Just waiting for the cows and the heifers to walk up. They were right behind me, but they stopped to eat. Just taking them out Dartmoor because it's that time again. Yeah. Here, Dad trying to move them. They're hungry at the minute. They've been in their fields and they've eaten them down. They've eaten the bales that we've given them. Yeah. Oh, here they come. So these are going up onto Chagford and the Dartmoor Common. We've got rights for both. They literally run beside each other. I always thought it used to be one common until I got older and Dad educated me. Yeah, technically where the river runs is the forest side is the forest and the other side is Chagford, which stretches nearly all the way over to the main road that runs up to Warren. So they've got a nice bit of ground they get to run over. So time to put them out. They'll go out for about a month and then we're going to bring them in and put them in with the new bull. Dad picked up a limousine yesterday at Holsworthy Market. Sadly I didn't get to go with him, I was picking up stones. But he picked out a really nice one. He's called Reggie. Reggie's just got to have a bath this morning and then he can go out from being soaped up yesterday. Yeah, so hopefully these ladies will meet Reggie in about a month. He'll cover the heifers and he'll just cover any of the cows just in case they've slipped. The reason we bought Reggie was he's a limousine. I don't know if I said that. We simply bought him because we were having struggle with some of our New South Devon bulls on the heifers. Any bull calves were just coming out too big, causing problems with the calves or problems with the the heifers. So we came to a decision that although he creates gorgeous calves, he's not right for the heifers. He's producing too bigger calves for them to cope with. Some of the heifers managed to do fine with a heifer calf, but the bull calves seem to be too thick-necked, big bummed, big head for them at the moment. So we decided that we would choose a easier calving bull and hope that we'll still get the muscle and the size, but have a potentially smaller calf at birth. Sorry, I'm keeping ahead because there are two groups that have been put together. They're fighting a bit and they're eating lots, so give them a bit of space. Literally the only reason I've walked up in front is simply to shut the gates, and Dad's really beaten me to it. So I guess I'll just open the end gate. Just as a bit of an update with the fields, Dad has nearly finished spring tining all the fields. We've finished picking up all the stones and the sticks. We just got to go around after Dad finishes spring tining and pick up a few corners, because it's amazing how much rubbishy stuff, grass and sticks and things, it does drag out. So all we've got to do now is roll the fields and then they'll be ready and lined up for silage time. just brought up 2 heifers from down the field where we're going to put Reggie for a minute, simply because he decided to take off with Dad in the yard when we walked that far. So we thought, as it's all new and the dogs were barking and everything, we thought maybe we'd bring up a couple heifers so that he would walk down nicely with them. But other than that, we washed him off and he's done very good, very calm, very quiet. Touched him all over. So I have just cleaned out the shipping, as I was going to do paperwork, but due to having all the kids in the house, that was going to be impossible, simply because the children like to help you way too much, which is lovely but not helpful. So I decided instead I would come out and clean out a shed. Kaylee stayed with me for about half an hour, and then she got bored of me walking in and out the shed tidying up before getting the tractor. So she went in to play with Becca's 2 and see Grandma. I've cleaned majority of the shed out, and it's time to let the dogs out. So I've let the dogs out and having a run, and whilst I do that, I thought I'd come over and see Dad rolling. He's done all of Grandad's fields, and he's just doing long bottoms. Just for people that are a bit confused, he's at the end of his rolling. This field is a really weird shape, so literally it goes down that corner and then it goes out like another, I don't know, 60 foot, and then down, and then it goes and then it comes along that bottom hedge where the water is, which is a bit wet, so sometimes that doesn't get rolled depending on what it's like, and then it's like a big circle at the end with like a little woody bit that you can't go in with the tractor to roll, because you go over a little bridge into it. So yeah, it's a really odd shaped field. Normally we cut the majority of it here that you see for silage, and then the little snooks and bits go for bales. And I think he is finished. No, he's doing the outside rounds. I think. So we run a double roller. The back one, which is a bit older, if you might be able to see, that's ours, and the silver one is actually one that we share with a neighbour. I believe Dad and him bought it together several years back, because they do their harvest literally like a week or so before us. So they did it together, and then they just come and take the roller whenever they need it, and then they drop it back into the first field that Dad always starts in. Okay, we got it that time. Literally, I stopped recording and it worked. So this is the shipping. Just literally, I moved all the hurdles out and cleaned the majority of it out. Everything that's left is stuff that I've got to scrape up with the fork tomorrow. Come on. So I'm just going to put the dogs in. We pile a lot of what happens in the yard here. That's literally the dung heap where everything goes. And I'm just going to put the dogs in. We just loaded a few more cattle to go over Sprayton. Dad's just taken another 10. I'm off home now to do a bit of tidying and cleaning. Yeah, and then we got some rolling and moving some dung later on. So we are just off to get the tractor. We got to go up and meet Dad so we can pick up some soil that's been thrown out in the field with the tractor. And Dad's up rolling, so obviously he doesn't want to roll in. We've just been cleaning out the shipping a bit more, picking up all the odd corners and tidying everything up. So we're coming out, aren't we, to get the little tractor and the bucket. Hopefully we'll squeeze past those. Yeah, tractor. So there were several come down the other night that had fallen. They're slightly all sloped forward. There's a few more come down now. Pick them all up at some stage, won't we? Right.
Yeah.
Getting the little tractor?
Yeah.
Put the bucket on?
Yeah.
Yeah? Then we gotta go find Grandad, haven't we?
Yeah.
Little tractor needs a good old clean. So we've just got up to the field. Dad's just taken the little tractor. You can't see him, but you can just about hear him. We are going to take on from some rolling, and then we've got to pack the roller up and move fields again. So we're going to do some rolling, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah? So Dad said, it's easy, you just continue from where I am. I'm sure whenever you go rolling, it's easy when you're the one that's doing the rolling. That's easy to see. But we'll give it a go. So what are we doing? Are we doing some rolling? Yeah? Gosh, I haven't rolled for bloody years. But we'll get there, we'll find our lines, won't we, KK? It's obviously a really nice day today. It's even hotter in the tractor than I was expecting. Kaylee, can you wave? KK, what are you doing? So I've got my little partner in crime with me today. Kaylee, can you say hi? Yeah. She's been in the tractor with me for an hour and she's finally fed up. But she's doing brilliant. Aren't you, baby? So we've just swapped tractors with Dad. He just brought up a load of dung in his field and came to check on us to see how little Miss was doing in the tractor. Safe to say she was getting very fed up. There's only so much a little one can do in the tractor before sitting down and standing up has finished. So we're just going down to move some horses so that Dad can bring up a load of dung to the field that he wants to plough. Dad's finishing off that field. If he can make my stripes look better, it will be a good job. Yeah, you're strapped in, aren't you? Because it's bumpy. So we are just walking the two horses into the next field, and there's a hole here somewhere, I'm sure of it. Oh, whether that's it. Just walking across the long grass, fall into one of the drainage holes. Are we moving the horses? Yeah. So just moving these, and then Dad can drive up through without having to worry about any gates.